got a very dynamic offense with some really good guards, and throughout the game, we were cruising along at holding them under 1 point per possession. They got a little loose on us late. But I think our defense affected the game, and I think we did a good job of getting help from where we needed to. Offensively, second game in a row that I think we've come out and done a pretty good job of sticking to our game plan. If I can get us to cut down on our turnovers, we could be pretty good offensively. Questions?
25 points, 12 rebounds for Jason Carter, but I guess the big thing around him, 18, 18, and 17 from three other guys. How important is that for him to have that surrounding where he doesn't have to kind of be the 25 and 12 guy every night, where you're starting to prove that other guys are able to step up and score with him?
Well, certainly TK and Ben have been there pretty much the whole way through, but Gavin's emergence these last two games has really been huge for us. 6 for 7 tonight. I thought his legs were really in his shot tonight, maybe more than I had seen it this season. But 9 for 17 from 3 feels like an absolute explosion after what we've been through, so that's terrific. What do we got, a buffet here? My goodness. We got rid of we got rid of Ashcraft, and now we got actual digs. You guys should all thank her on the way out.
Coach, 26 turnovers for Marshall. How are you guys able to turn it over so much and so effectively and really pile on that lead through those turnovers?
How many turnovers do they have? I got 15 here. Am I correct?
26 points off turnovers. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, I know. I believe me. These new stats have made me go to readers. Okay, so I'm dead serious. That's the NCAA, and our Intrepid SID has actually enlarged the font. But yeah, it's tricky to read. 15 turnovers, but I thought more the question was, help side. I thought we made them a little bit uncomfortable when they turned that corner. We always had someone there. I think we can be pretty good defensively. I think we got some ball hawks on the front line, and then I think back toward the rim, I think we got some guys that can block shots, take charges, chest up, that type of thing. Hey, don't feel bad about the stat sheet thing. I don't know why we had to change from the old one.
What do you see out of Antonio right now? Because he's on the floor for 33 minutes. He's got 8 points and 9 rebounds, and he's kind of just a scrapper in the guard role.
Well, I think he can expand his role offensively. I don't think there's any question about that. But it took me about 2 days after getting him on campus to understand that he could be a special defender. And we've gone up against, by the time this preseason's done, we'll have gone up against, I believe, 5 of the top 20 scoring guards in the nation. So we need him. Yeah, he's kind of important that way. We've already seen a bunch of them, and like I say, I have a lot of confidence in if he gets a little bit of help, he can put a blanket on some people that can score the ball pretty well.
And then, as young as you guys are, with guys like TK and Ben, who are just in their first or second year, obviously Jason is too, but he's kind of a different story. How important is it to Marshall goes on a 10-0 run and Gav Block gets back-to-back threes, Marshall goes on another run, kind of punches him out a little bit, and then you get the big slam from Jason to kind of stop the bleeding. How important were those two sequences there?
Oh, I think the neat thing about both those plays, too, is you had two guys making plays, but they're, in each case, set up by a teammate. In Jason's case, we caused a turnover, I believe it was. And in Gavin's situation, he received beautiful passes. I know one from TK, and I can't think of who the other one was from. Was it TK? Yeah. And that's, TK can make you shake your head a little bit once in a while with some of the turnovers, but let's not forget now that he's in game 7 of his sophomore year, and we scored 100 points with him running the offense. And if we don't turn the ball over as much as we did, we might have scored a lot more. So it's a learning process with him. I know this, he cares, and he wants to do right. And again, he came up big in 2 pretty big spots. You can get distracted by that number on the right of 7 turnovers. I'd say those were all pretty big assists there, too.
Coach, the stat that stuck out to me was at halftime, second chance points, Ohio 19, Marshall nothing. I mean, how big was just the rebounding? I mean, someone
49-29, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, how big was that to hold them scoreless off the boards in the first half?
Well, I think it's one of the ways that this team can be efficient is by getting second shots. Again, it's been well documented, and I've talked about it. Last year when we were a little bit banged up inside, we had a hard time getting more than one shot at the rim, and it puts you in a real tough spot. It can make you become a little bit tighter because you know that's your shot to score on a possession. It's nice when you know that you maybe have an eraser on the end of your pencil of a possession. If maybe we took a quick shot or an off-balance shot or a force shot, if we just get the ball up on the rim, well, I'd say we've got, I'd have to look at the numbers, but it's certainly over a 30% chance of getting the offensive rebound and getting another crack at it. That's big boy basketball, and that's important.
John Elmore, CJ Burks, obviously well documented their scoring abilities, but Elmore 10 of 22, Burks 9 of 20. Do you look at Elmore's 26 as you guys did a pretty good job on him in a 26-point effort?
I thought we did a great job on him. What did he get late? 6 or 8, something like that. I know we had him in single digits with right about the last time out. He got us a few late, but I worry about one number, and that's the score at the end of the game, and that's the way we play. And again, I thought our job on both those guys was better than reasonable tonight. I thought it was pretty darn good because I've seen them on tape get off on some people. 8 of 27 from 3, that's a winning number against Marshall. Billy Hahn, former coach here today, told me, hold them to 8 or less three-pointers and you're going to win the game. Well, he hit the number on the head. Good for Billy. Maybe he knows a little something about the game.
Anything else?
You guys had held Bennett just to 8 minutes at one point. That's like both lowest for the season. How did you kind of get such a big guy, you know, out of the game, and then how do you react when he's not on the court as much as the other starters?
Well, for one, we've got some pretty good interior defenders. I mean, I just think you look at what we've got. We also had, they tried to pound it into him early. Antonio Cowart went out and got a good dig on a steal. Went down there and raided the post. I think we were able to shrink the floor around him, and it's hard to get going at times if you're not getting the touches. And we did a pretty good job of not letting them get those touches.
And then how do you react at the end of the game when Elmore goes up for that last shot, and when Muro blocks him, a guy who played 2 minutes, doesn't play a lot, blocks the leading scorer of the team, and then they handles the ball and gets it down and a dunk to get 100 points?
Well, first of all, the kid that dunked, it's a walk-on, and I can relate to that. I was a career walk-on. It was nice to see him get that. I don't care if it's 100 points or if it's 91 points. People go nuts over that stuff. I just want to win the game. But Connor did a nice job in that particular case of defending. And again, to see Jarrell, a kid that writes that tuition check on his own, to be able to, in front of a pretty live crowd, to be able to cap it off like that was nice. The general rule of thumb is if a team is still pressing, you have to keep attacking. You can't hold it against a press. So, yeah, it was nice to see Jarrell rewarded for, it's not the most glorious work that he does in practice every day, right?
So you get a kid like Jason Preston who knows how to score the ball, but comes away in this one with no shots and 0 points. What do you think his role is going to be for the rest of the season? Do you think this is just a one-time thing, or will this be more of a role for him?
Well, I've got to continue to try to figure out ways to get him involved. But I will say this: he finished some possessions by getting loose balls. Listen, when the offense scores 101, I don't think you worry too much about one kid's stat line in particular. But I would like to see him get going because I've seen him score pretty heavy in practice, and it's more fun to score, right? It just is. He's contributing in a lot of ways, and he's doing some good things. So for a true freshman, we've thrown a lot at him early on, and he's a true freshman on a 5-2 team right now, playing a lot of minutes. I'm proud of him.